How's it going, everybody? Today I want to cover some tips on running. If you're just getting into running, this would be a great video for you. You might want to stretch. When you're younger, stretching doesn't really seem like it's a big deal, but as you get older, you really need to stretch a lot. Um, I can't tell you how many times I've woke up in the middle of the night and I've gotten huge cramps in my legs, and it really stretching and drinking a lot of water, both of those should help that a lot. I still need to do it myself. Sometimes I'll run extra, and stretching out your calves is a great thing to do before and maybe throughout the day. Stretch out a little bit. That way you don't get tensed up, especially when you sleep. That's normally when I notice it, at least. If you're just getting into running, I suggest make a habit to go walk. Uh, if you get into the habit of walking and then build up over time, that way you don't burn yourself out. You don't want to burn yourself out, because the best thing about running is keeping it in a habit. If you break the habit, you'll have a harder time getting back into it, and you'll get discouraged, and you don't want to do that. But go for a walk, and then after you build it up to where you're like, yeah, this is no problem at all. I'm finding this easy. You start walking faster. Then you want to build yourself up with like sprints. Sprints is a great thing because it works. It works to strengthen your heart and lungs and your muscles, and it's something you can do real quick, and then it really takes a lot out of you. So you definitely build up muscle quick doing that. But then you can work yourself into running and stuff, and I suggest start out slow and then work your way up to it. As with any physical activity, you really want to hydrate. You got to hydrate. Where I live near a desert, so I have to drink a lot of water. And even in the military, when I was stationed near Malibu Beach, it was not hot there at all, but it was pretty humid, and I still had to drink a lot of water. Um, they issued us a camelbak, which is like a backpack that's full of water, and you drink out of a little tube. And I used to take that with me when I ran, because I was still getting into it at that point. And that's a good process too. It'll weigh you down, and you want to keep yourself light when you run, but it is a great thing to have water with you when you run, because you find you get dehydrated, and it's really good to keep yourself hydrated. You want to eat healthy the day before. You kind of want to, you know, not have a huge heavy meal. Again, it's gonna weigh you down, and you're gonna lose your ambition unless you get used to it. When you're first starting out, you want to keep maybe like a light meal, or at least just a healthy meal the night before. I always found that helped me out, at least. Um, a big thing you want to do, big thing, is get yourself some nice running shoes. I never thought about it. I used to run in Vans. Um, those are flat-soled shoes, and they're literally just a piece of rubber. Those are great for skateboarding, but running not so much. Everybody in the military would make fun of me and stuff. Like, what are you running those shoes for? How do you do it? How do you do it? I'm like, oh, I just do it. And then I got myself, it was an inexpensive pair, no name brand. I'm not gonna drop any name brands. Uh, but yeah, it was a good, a good pair, but it was inexpensive. I think I paid like $50 for them, which is my price range. That's average for any pair of shoes. But the sole was great. It had this huge cushion, and each step it like springs you up off the ground. So it actually a good pair at least will keep you running, because you just put that spring back in your step, I guess you could say. Make sure you get one with a good cushion, because that helps a lot, especially to help your ankles and all the impact you take when you hit the concrete, or whatever you run in, for that matter. But yeah, a good pair of running shoes, and also good attire in itself. They make running socks. I really don't notice that much of a difference there, but I guess if you're into that, you can get those. Running shirt, running shorts, something that breathes a lot. because if you sweat, it's going to cool your body down, because the airflow over the clothes is going to, cool you down as you run. That's very important to stay cool, especially when you live near a desert. But yeah, and if you need to bring water to cool yourself down too, you can splash it on you real quick. I've done that before, especially when it's really hot. Sometimes we see temperatures sometimes in the matter of 115 here. So you want to work on your breathing too. The most important thing, obviously your heart, but I guess maybe the second most important thing is probably your lungs, because when you get your lungs trained into keeping a good rhythm, it's a lot easier. So what I like to do sometimes is I just try to breathe through my nose until I really have to start breathing in through my mouth. So I'll breathe in through my nose and out through my nose as long as I can, and then I'll try to switch to in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then of course eventually I'll just be like a tired dog and just start staying motivated. Uh, if you can't finish the run, try your best not to stop. Um, it's really important to not stop, because every time you stop, your muscles get in tune to that, and will quite literally be like a reminder. It'll be like, oh, you stopped here before. Why can't we stop now? So if you absolutely know you can't make it anymore, try your best to switch into like a jog mode, where you keep the motion but you're a lot slower. Uh, Actually, before you get into that, just try to pace yourself and keep keep it to where you don't get to that point. But if you do, yeah, just try to keep the motion and go as fast as you can, even if it's the same pace or the same speed as a walk, but you're still keeping the motion. And believe it or not, when you run, it's not just your legs; it's your arms and everything, your upper torso, everything. Everything about your body is engaged when you run. Maybe not as much as your legs, but still, they're still working. If you can, this is a great. It's like a combo between just a run and a sprint. But what I like to do, and I think the military taught me this, I believe, um, at the very end, when you're at the last home stretch, try to save up a little bit, um, save up a little energy, maybe take the last lap slower or whatever, and then just at least enough to conserve your energy. And the very last home stretch, just run as fast as you can. Uh, that way you'll build up like a sprint, and you'll notice the next time you run, you'll be like, oh, this is nothing. I got this, and you'll start eventually over time building up your lungs and heart and legs, muscles, all that kind of stuff, and mind also. Mind's a big part. And build yourself up into running faster, running more. Uh, I just find it works for me. You might want to give it a try. Uh, Also, after the run, a lot of people don't think about it, but after the run, you want to have a cool down period when you run. So don't just dart right from a speedy sprint and a run to just sitting down on the couch watching TV. That's really hard for your heart to adjust. So you might want to walk around a little bit, and this will also help your muscles with cramps and whatnot later on. Uh, just keep a nice even pace, walk around a little bit. In the military, they taught us to put our hands overhead like this. That actually, I believe what that was supposed to do was take all the blood that's in our arms and push it back down to the heart. That way, there's more in your heart to push around. I believe. I'm not too sure, but I think that's what it was for. And also, see, uh, didn't pass out or something like that. I don't know. I'm not too sure, but I think that's what it was for. But yeah, just have a cool down period where you ease out of strenuous activity into more relaxed state. Um, I always love to have a protein drink after I run, some form of protein. Also, there's recovery drinks. I'm finding that to be a lot more helpful than just an actual protein drink. Um, Before, when I was in the military, I had an actual protein drink that had a recovery drink in it. I just didn't know at the time what that was, and I wish I could remember that. I don't like to name drop yet because obviously I'm not sponsored by anybody, but um, if I could remember what that brand was called, I'd definitely say it right now. But it was like a mix between a protein drink and a recovery drink. And as soon as I drank that, I felt 100% better, probably 200% better. But yeah, a protein drink, recovery drink will help your muscles. Not only that, after I run, I really have like this carb craving, and that kind of edges it off a little bit to where it's not so bad. But yeah, it's really healthy to do that also. And again, if you're really if you're really getting into running just for the first time, I find or if you just do a major long run and you're not accustomed to that length of a run, I take an Epsom salt bath. Also, they make manly scents like a cedar and all that kind of stuff, which will actually, and there's like a menthol flavor, or not flavored, but scent of a bath salt, and it really you don't want to eat the bath salts. That's bad. I hear bad things about that. But no, yeah, the scent really relaxes you as well as the hot water and all that kind of stuff, and just the salts themselves. But yeah, it really helps out, and then of course it's gonna relax you. It's gonna relax you a lot, and you'll be very tired the rest of the day. But it really will take any pain you have in your muscles and pretty much make them go away. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all the tips I have off the top of my head right now. I'd like to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you out on the track, and don't forget to drink a lot of water. Have a good day.